morning this morning, and welcome to a five-star recruits remaining in the 2026 class that Ohio State still has a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance edition of the OHIO podcast. Do us a big favor if you don't mind and smash that like button. Be sure to make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Ring the bell, get notified every time we go live. We drop new content, which is almost daily here at the OHIO podcast. And as well, make sure you comment down the comment section below. The more you comment, the more YouTube seems to like me. And I really want YouTube to like me. That's kind of my goal with this whole thing. So, that being said, you can help us out. Hey, some of you are going to be getting your official membership t shirts arriving to you in the mail. As soon as we're done recording this and this is uploaded to YouTube, we're going to head on over to the post office this morning and get those out to you. You too can become an official member. Down below this video on our official YouTube channel page, you can hit the join button. Costs $3.99 a month that you will receive an official OHIO podcast membership t-shirt. After you've been a member for over a month, you have certain perks, including content that is members only. Hey, we're getting ready to do the preview magazine. We're getting started on that actually today. So that'll be coming your way here this summer. And if you're an official member, you get a link to be able to access the online version of that magazine absolutely free. Our way of saying thank you for supporting us and believing in us here at the OHIO podcast. So just another perk, and you get free shipping on anything you purchase from the online store that Chris runs. Also, don't forget, guys, the College Huddle is up and it is running. Head on over to the College Huddle. It's YouTube backslash at College Huddle. I think we got 9 videos uploaded, and we'll have number 10 on the way. We just got a new member. West Virginia is officially in the College Huddle. So the Mountaineers are officially in the College Huddle. Country Roads podcast is going to be a part of the College Huddle, and we're thankful to have them in our community with us. All right, that being said, let's dive right into today's video. 5 stars who haven't committed to a college yet, who are looking at Ohio State. So you're telling me there's a chance that we could get some of these guys? Absolutely. There's, in fact, more than a chance we could land a couple of these guys. But let's start with the one who we seem to have talked about the most, and that's the big Texan on the offensive line, Felix Ojo. The 6'6", 275-pound tackle is currently ranked 7th overall nationally in the 247 composite. He's the second highest ranked offensive tackle in that composite and the top recruit from the state of Texas. According to Felix, his official visit list looks like this. He will be officially visiting Ohio State next weekend. Then the following weekend, he'll visit Michigan. On June 13th, he'll stay in Texas to visit the home Longhorns. And then he heads to the state just north of them and he'll check out Oklahoma on June 20th. This seems to be, in my opinion, Texas's recruiting guy to lose here. He's leaning Texas. Texas has got the NIL flowing right now. They're spending money hand over fist. Do they have any left to spend on Felix? That's the question here. We'll see. Ohio State doesn't like to drop a big NIL bag on an unproven freshman in recruiting. They want you to prove yourself first. So, especially on the offensive line, because it takes years of development usually before you're able to play and produce on the offensive line. It's a developmental position. And so I just don't think Ohio State's going to drop a big bag on Felix Ojo to get him to come to Columbus, Ohio. And if that is his overall motivating factor, then Ohio State's not going to be the place for him. But if he wants to come and get developed and become a future first-round draft pick, then Ohio State obviously would be the better choice, in my opinion, than Texas would be. So we'll see what he does here. Again, this looks like it's going to be Texas's to lose. I think he's a Longhorn lean, but he's the first one we're going to mention in this video today. He's a 5-star who is at least considering Ohio State. Moving on, let's talk about Xavier Griffin, the 6'3", 200-pound linebacker from Gainesville, Georgia. Currently ranked 27th overall nationally, according to the 247 composite. Second highest ranked linebacker in the class, and fourth highest ranked recruit from the state of Georgia in that composite. He currently has on his visit list, he's going to start off with Ohio State next week, May 30th. Then he's going to visit Alabama on June 6th, Texas June 13th, Florida State June 15th, and USC on June 20th. According to the experts, he appears to be an Alabama lean. Now, Alabama's recruiting class right now, the last I checked, they only had 5 recruits and they were ranked in the 40s. So it's not like Alabama is hitting a bunch of home runs, but they do close well late. They always have. I continue to think that they will do that in this class as well. Xavier Griffin, will he end up being a Bama? Will he stay home with the in-state Bulldogs? It doesn't appear like that's going to be the case for him. Can Ohio State swoop in here? Is the question, and make a serious look at trying to get Xavier to look at Ohio State. I think Ohio State actually has a puncher's chance here. Get him on campus. He falls in love with James Laurinaitis, Ohio State, what they're doing, the system they're going to be running under Matt Patricia. And I think they've got a puncher's chance here. Keep your eye on this one. I believe Xavier Griffin is not out of the question yet for Ohio State. So when someone says, "So you're telling me there's a chance?" I'm saying, yeah, there's a chance here on Xavier Griffin. Now, the next one is going to have you all excited. It's got me excited, okay? And that is the top safety in the country. We're talking about Brian Womack. 21st overall in the 247 composite. He's the number one ranked safety in the country across the board by just about every recruiting service there is. He's the second highest ranked recruit from the state of Mississippi. He plays his high school ball in Hartfield Academy in Flowood, Mississippi. 5'11 and a half, 195 pounds. His recruiting visits look like the following. Next week on May 30th, he'll be visiting the Gators of Florida. He'll be going to College Park in Texas there, College Station in Texas to check out A&M on June 6th. Auburn gets a visit on June 13th. Auburn seems to be the biggest competition here for the Buckeyes. And then he'll wrap it all up. Ohio State's batting cleanup on June 20th. You all know how I feel about going last in these recruiting visits when you already have a lead. And the experts do believe that Mr. Womack is an Ohio State lean at this time. This is a massive get for the Buckeyes if they can get Womack to become a Buckeye. If you're saying, are you saying there's a chance? I think there's a very good chance he ends up being Buckeye. In fact, I'll put it at right now at about 75 to 80% sure he's going to end up being a Buckeye. He's the type of guy who gets on campus and he makes an impact in year one, whether that be just on special teams and adding depth to the safety position or actually cracking the starting lineup. All of that is on the table for Brian Womack here. And I think Ohio State knows that, and they are fully invested on making him the centerpiece of this defense in the 2026 recruiting cycle. Moving on, let's talk running back, and let's talk Savion Hyder. So the 5'11 and a half, 200-pound running back from Louisa County High School in Mineral, Virginia, is ranked 17th overall nationally. He's the number one ranked running back in the country and the number one recruit from the state of Virginia as far as his visits are concerned. He visits Ohio State next weekend on May 30th, Georgia on June 6th, Michigan on June 13th, and Tennessee on June 20th. There are no crystal balls currently put in for Hyder, but I will say this, Tennessee fans and the Tennessee recruiting experts feel very good that they're in the lead for his services, although Ohio State is definitely has a puncher's chance here. Um, I know Ohio State wants two running backs, and he is at the top of their list. I know that for a fact. They're going to be putting all their eggs in the basket. In fact, out of all the recruits, and there's some big ones coming in next week into Columbus, Ohio, including Felix Ojo and Xavier Griffin. And Savion is going to be at the top of that list for Ohio State. He is looked at as one of, if not the most important visitor next weekend. They're going to be making sure that they concentrate on him, making him feel like he is definitely the gem of that recruiting class next weekend, especially when he is going to be there with other top 5-star recruits as well. But if he ends up being, hey, I really like it here, maybe he can persuade a Xavier Griffin to come with him or a Felix Ojo to be his lead blocker. You never know how these things go. When you get these big guys together, these big name recruits, sometimes they can influence one another. We'll see. I like Savion a lot. I think he would be a great addition to this class, not only because he's a 5-star, but I think his game translates well into what Ohio State likes to do offensively, and I think he would be wise to really consider coming to Ohio State to develop his game and become a Quinshon Judkins, a Travion Henderson like running back who can do it all, and then prepare himself for 3 years down the road going to the NFL. All right, one more guy we need to talk about, and that is Tyler Atkinson. The 5-star recruit is ranked ninth overall nationally according to 247 Composite. He's the number one linebacker slash edge rusher, and he is the number one recruit in the state of Georgia according to 247's Composite. He plays his high school ball at Grayson High School in Loganville, Georgia. And as far as his visits are concerned, um, he doesn't really have any lined up according to 247 Composites website. I think they need to update that because I'm sure he's got some lined up. He is considered a Georgia lean. He is considered a Georgia lean, which is really interesting to me. I mean, yeah, they're the home state guy here. Um, Auburn has been there knocking on the door. Alabama, Texas, Miami, Clemson, Ohio State. It's a who's who of recruiting who's trying to get his services. And his last unofficial visit, according to 247, happened again with Georgia a couple months ago. So, being close to Athens and being able to visit there, and it kind of gives the Bulldogs a leg up. But he does have one official visit scheduled on May 30th, and that is with Clemson Tigers. So Dabo's swinging for the fences here on Tyler Atkinson as well. Um, Ohio State's going with Tim Walton and Perry Eliano as the lead recruiters for him, which I find very interesting. The 6'2", 210-pounder is not going to be a defensive back guy here. He's definitely going to be a linebacker or maybe eventually a defensive end, an edge rusher. But I see him as a linebacker. But if Ohio State is all in on Xavier Griffin, then that might change the equation a little bit here. By the way, Xavier can be also an edge rusher too, not just a linebacker. And he's got a little bit bigger of a frame at 6'3". But I digress. I think Tyler. Um, I don't think he's going to be a Buckeye. Are you telling me there's a chance? Sure, there's a chance, but you got to get him on campus, and uh, and you got to get him away from Georgia, which is not going to be easy. All right, guys, those are the five-star guys that Ohio State is still in on in recruiting. If you were to ask me my opinion, I think Ohio State is going to get two of these guys, which is great. If you can get three, you just probably won the number one recruiting class in the country for this year. Um, if you were to say, hey, who are the two? I'm going with Brian Womack and I'm going with Savion Hyder. If you say, and who's the third that could swing and maybe get, I'll say Xavier Griffin is not out of the question yet. If they were to somehow land Felix Ojo in this class, I would be shocked. I would be thrilled to death. I don't think that's going to happen. And I think Tyler Atkinson is a long, long shot here, in my opinion, based off of my intel and what I'm getting, guys. But those are the five guys. Those are the five stars that are still remaining in this class that I think Ohio State is got a chance with. Now, just so you know, there are some other ones. Like you got the tight end out there for Modern Day. He's a 5-star. Ohio State is still talking with him. He's thinking about taking a visit to Columbus, Ohio. Again, it's kind of a long shot there. If they were to somehow land that, that is just a feather in the cap. That would be kind of like a Urban Meyer last minute magic flip type of mojo mysticism that Urban could somehow always seem to get in the recruiting cycle some way. Ryan Day hasn't been able to do that as much, but we'll see. We'll see if that could be a possibility. But I don't think he's a serious consideration here. However, never know. Like, share, subscribe. You guys know the drill. Please let me know what you think about what I think down in the comment section below. Have a great weekend, everybody. And of course, remember, be kind to one another. I owe someone's OH and sing Carmen, Ohio with all your heart. Till next time, guys. Go Bucks.